Hello, lords and ladies. Welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. I did a short little, kind of like, comedic, mocking type video about this yesterday, but for those uninitiated, I figured I would do a slightly longer version just to help you guys out. Also, I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit shorter at the same time, so that if anyone questions you or debates you on this topic, show them this little video and you'll be the talk of the whole town. Anywho, the internet is a very strange place, and this is one of those strange things. Certainly not as strange as some dens of the internet, but this is still weird. And all I can think about is the Mandela effect. I think that's what it's called, wherein a huge group of people misremember something as something completely different. The most notable example, I think, being the Berenstain Bears. People remember it spelled one way, and people remember it spelled a different way. And of course, lots of fun theories about that. You know, one's like, oh, we crossed over into a different universe, and that's why it's spelled differently, and we remember it from our universe, a different universe, because it was spelled differently there. And of course, the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe, he did a hilarious video, which you guys should definitely watch if you ever want something to laugh at. But of course, more realistically, what's more realistic? That we all crossed over into a different universe, or a bunch of people just forgot something? My money's on the latter. And in this case, it's the plot of Kim Possible. Surprise, surprise, that's still in the news. Still people are talking about it. And I saw this comment on a video by, God, I can't remember the dude's name. His last name's Gooden. I think it's Drew Gooden. I saw it on Drew Gooden's video. And it's by a lady named Miss Drevis. And she's commenting about the Kim Possible movie that they're making. And her comment reads, the whole point of Kim Possible is that she's a high school student who doubles as a secret agent. She's not running around the cartoon shooting grappling hooks to catch the bus on time. I feel like a huge issue with a lot of these live-action remakes is that they're trying to change things up from the original, which isn't inherently a bad thing. But the changes they make end up compromising the message or themes of the source material. 280 people liked that comment. And when I saw it, I thought I was going crazy. I was like, Kim Possible didn't have a secret identity in the cartoon. Everybody knew she was fighting crime. And I even got into an argument with, like, one dude who was completely adamant that he was right and I was wrong. Except, just to prove myself right, because even when I know I'm right, or at least I have an inkling that I'm right, I still make sure, right? Like, even if I'm like, I'm 90% sure, I'm like, well, that other 10%, I gotta go check. So, while I was arguing with this guy, I was watching the very first episode of Kim Possible, and she didn't have a secret identity. She did not. All right? And it boggles the mind how people forgot about this. And it's pretty well summed up by a commenter on one of my videos, Bria at the Disco. Very cool name, thank you. It's not just those 280 people, referencing the title of my last video. Practically, the entire internet's biggest complaint about the movie Sneak Peek is, Kim was a secret spy. Her identity is a secret. Why is she using her gadgets in front of people? It's driving me insane. First of all, they're completely overlooking the fact that her birth name is Kim Possible, and her crime-fighting name is also Kim Possible. I'd say that pretty much gives her identity away. People are idiots. The way they're talking as if they're so smart is the best part. I don't know how they all have it so twisted. The main plot was that Kim was a worldwide teen hero. Wasn't she written up in the paper sometimes too? Like, I don't even think that spy is the right word to describe her either. I agree, Brie. I said Bria before, but it's Brie. I very much agree. So in the very first episode, she has a crush. That's the first episode. The very first episode is Crush. And in it, she's trying to talk to a boy that she likes. I forgot his name. And he calls attention to the fact that he recognizes her from the news because she saved an ambassador.
It's, you know, I mean, yeah, totally,
Hey, you're Kim Possible. You were on the news last week. Saved some ambassador or something?
yeah.
Not something that, if you had a secret identity, that people would know about. And even if you excuse that, and you're like, oh, well, maybe she saved the ambassador in a sneaky way, and like she's on the news, but people don't know that she's actually Kim Possible fighting crime. They just think that, oh, normal Kim Possible, the cheerleader, helped this ambassador. No, later in the episode, her dad is reading the newspaper, and it specifically says that, Kim Possible, teen hero, foiled the plot of Dr. Draken, and her dad is not in the least bit surprised. At all. He's fully on board. He's aware that Kim does all this stuff.
I do not believe it. That Dr. Draken fellow stole a factory. Seems 2 employees were rescued by world-famous teen hero... Hey, Kim Possible. Nice work, honey.
And even if you were to say, well, episode 1's not technically chronologically the first episode, because the very first episode that they worked on, production-wise, is episode 4. But even in that episode, she takes a call on her communicator to go to the Amazon, and her parents give her permission, fully aware that she's going on a mission. But for some reason, so many people seem to remember the wrong show. And another commenter suggested what show they could possibly be thinking of, although I'm not really sure if that's the show they're thinking of. But it also involves a red-headed female hero fighting crime with something of a bumbling sidekick, and she has a secret identity. She goes into space, fights crime against aliens, and then goes back to Earth where no one knows that she's Atomic Betty. That's the show, Atomic Betty. I remember watching that when I went up north to visit my family over a decade ago. And it was a really great show. I loved the theme song, and I loved Atomic Betty. She was just a really inspiring character. She was funny. She was, she was relatable. It was a really good cartoon. But I think that might be the show that people are remembering, because Kim Possible does not have a secret identity. The fact that she fights crime as Kim Possible sort of does away with the idea that she's doing it in secret, because that's her name. That's literally her birth name. It's Kim Possible. That's not an alias she uses, right? As weird as name as Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable are, those are their birth names, okay? So you can't really have a secret identity if you're going to school as Kim Possible, but you're also fighting crime as Kim Possible, and your villains know that you're Kim Possible, and they know where you live, and they know who your parents are, because her dad has a history with Dr. Draken. They went to college together. They know who each other are. And I don't know. People misremember the show, but hopefully show them this video. Make sure, I've included clips to those episodes just to make sure, because sometimes just saying the truth doesn't persuade anyone. You got to show them the evidence. Here's the evidence. Now, if you're still adamant that no, she definitely had a secret identity, please go back and watch the show and find me the episode where that is explicitly revealed. Or show me the episode where the plot point of her parents finding out that she fights crime happens. Show me those episodes. Good luck. You're probably not going to find them. Anyways, that's been it for me. I just wanted to let you guys know that I just really wanted to get this video out there. It's a little rambly. I apologize, and it's still way too long. But hopefully, this is something you can show people who still think that Kim is a secret spy, agent type character, and nobody knows that she's fighting crime when actually everybody knows she's fighting crime. I mean, she has a website called kimpossible.com where people contact her to help them with problems, and she's friends and acquaintances with politicians, ambassadors, celebrities, and they all know her as Kim Possible, who helped them. Not so much of a secret identity, folks. Sorry to burst your bubble. This has been another great example of the Mandela effect. One of the weirdest ones, honestly. It's one thing to mistake the spelling of a title. It's another thing to mistake an entirely different show. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Again, excuse the rambliness of this video. I just rushed home to get this video out. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Take care.